The nice, heartwarming, feel-good story about our favorite little kid. The United Cajun Navy caught up with Mr. DJ Daniel.
He opens everything. This is our motto. Everybody works together, they'll help each other.
So United Cajun Navy caught up with DJ, gave him a nice shirt, made him an honorary commander. Good to see he's still up and around. He may be having, I saw an update again earlier this week, he may be going and having an additional surgery. But you know what? He's still sticking with us. That's right, our favorite little guy, DJ Daniel, now an honorary commander in the United Cajun Navy. But I am going to kick off the section on culture. I try to start sections with a little more humor than not. You can see the FBI arrested dozens of members of the Mongols motorcycle gang and named it Operation Mongolian Beef because apparently the feds have a beef with the Mongols. Like, guys, I don't know how we're supposed to take this stuff seriously. You can see their Paradox Prophet top comment. That is some wild guys right there. They are no strangers to this, I'm sure. Guys, Operation Mongolian Beef. I love it. Also, Not the Bee coming out with a little bit of humor as well, pointing out that they may have posted the original article under the wrong account because the Babylon Bee had posted that Democrats were confused by parades in July without any naked people or sex toys. Because June, being Pride Month, you tend to see a lot of that at those parades. So Democrats were confused by our 4th of July parades because there were no naked people or sex toys present. I can understand how they might be confused about this. But Not the Bee, go ahead and, setting the record straight that this was originally posted under the wrong account. So I appreciate the clarification and the correction. The Babylon Bee guys, always a good time. If you aren't following that account, you absolutely should. They are way better than the Onion. Got Chad here, member of the village, said, I said this was the end of Jaguar when they did this. I don't know that I've ever heard of a 98% drop in sales, but here they are. Yeah, guys, this is crazy. And Wokeness posted, Jaguar sales collapsed by 98%. Turns out this was not the greatest rebrand. I agree. This was an awful rebranding. I thought it was stupid when I saw it. Let's see what it looked like. Just a little bit of a refresher. I already hate it. Androgyny, gender confusion. Like, I don't like it already. How this is supposed to be a sports car brand that's supposed to inspire men to buy them, I don't know. Maybe they should have copied an advertising idea from a more manly sports car brand because a 98% collapse is wild. But you know what? They earned it. They got exactly what they deserve and exactly what they earned. Abe here wouldn't want to be in the CEO's shoes at the moment. And Chad responds, he is an idiot. So is the board who elected him. That's right, guys. It's not just the C-suite that effed up this one. It is also the board of directors. Jaguar, huge miss, guys. Huge miss. Yeah. Shell says, what is going on here? I don't like it. And it turns out 98% of their customers also didn't like it. So good job. So we got here an update that for the 250th anniversary for the country next year, summer of 2026, the UFC has confirmed it will hold a championship fight on the grounds of the White House. We are one step closer to idiocracy, everybody. But you know what? I'm kind of okay with this because I am a huge fan of the UFC. So if anyone is going to hold an event on the White House grounds next year, I'm glad it's them. We also had some unfortunate things happening in the last 2 weeks. We had a real asshole decide that they were going to start a fire to lure first responders and then start shooting them. So they shot 9 firefighters, they shot 2 cops, and in the end, the gunman did not survive. But absolutely crazy, guys, that our culture and our society is devolving to the point where we are luring first responders into the open to take shots at them. This is obviously lefty violence. This is not something that the right would do. This is terrorism, in my opinion. It's absolutely disgusting. Should be condemned at all angles, but you know what? You didn't see anyone from the left talking about this in the news. You didn't see people on the left condemning this violence because to them, the ends justify the means. To them, they don't really care how it gets done. And as I've always said, and has been repeated many times on this channel and elsewhere, the left doesn't give a shit if they burn down 95% of society as long as they maintain control of the remaining 5%. So, very unfortunate, very, very sad to see. Condolences to the family of those affected, and to the gunman, you. That's all I have to say about that. And Data Republican here has a thread exposing the color revolution that is brewing on U.S. soil. What is democracy aid? Today, Notice published an incredible article wherein it interviewed former and current federal employees, all outright admitting to plot a soft coup against President Trump, touting their expertise in color revolution. This is absolutely crazy, guys. The fact that Notice is the newly launched flagship publication, Albertan Journalism Institute, bankrolled by the founder of Politico, Robert Albertan, who has been implicated by the Senate on foreign money laundering but never charged. Interesting how that always works, isn't it? The article talks about one of the groups involved, Democracy Aid. I cannot promise to unmask everyone, but I can reveal who has spoken publicly. Patience as I pull together this thread. Guys, she continues to do some amazing work. If you're not following Data Republican at this point or subscribing to her, I highly recommend you do. I am. And if you're not, you should be. Her work is amazing. Her tooling is amazing. It's being used by plenty of our friends, Aladdin, as well as Questionable Gardener and others. So support her in her endeavors because it's being used here. It's also being used for things like Doge, which we will cover in the Doge section. We had the explosion of the Trump-Musk fight over the last 2 weeks, where the president threatened Musk's companies and Musk retaliated by saying a bunch of other stuff in return. Yes, the bill passed, which is unfortunate. What's also unfortunate is that now Elon has made the America Party. So we are splitting votes. What is also unfortunate is that this infighting continues. I thought it was gone. I thought they had calmed down after the last kerfuffle, but apparently it continues. So it's unfortunate to see the two of them fighting. If this insane spending bill passes, the America Party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Democrat-Republican uniparty so that the people may actually have a voice. Look, the sentiment I agree with. I think the uniparty is still in control. I think the uniparty is awful for the American people. I just don't think this is necessarily the solution, especially when I've seen some of the past posts from Elon and future ones talking about moderation, talking about being a more centrist. Guys, the MAGA party is not supposed to be centrist. To defeat the uniparty, you're not supposed to be centrist. We really need more ideas from the right and less from the left. The left is going further left. The not left party, or the MAGA party, or the big tent, as we've come to call it, is more inclusive now than the left is. But I don't feel like too many of these politicians have pro-America in mind. They have pro-power, pro-self, pro-money, pro-whatever, everything but the American people first. We really need an America first, an America only party. And I just don't think we have it right now. So we'll see what happens with the America Party, guys. I'm not going to hold my breath, and hopefully you don't either. We have Linda Yaccarino announced that she's stepping down as CEO of X. I'm okay with this move, guys. I really am. I don't think she's doing a great job. I don't really understand why somebody that was leaning further left ended up as CEO, but you know what? They are. But as Roz Alerts points out, this wasn't in my bingo card. Conservative Alternative says, I have agreed to take on the role as his interim CEO in Linda's absence. And as the last thing under culture, guys, a not so cultured thing, but an Afghan man tried to marry a 6-year-old girl, his third wife, but the Taliban government says he must wait until she's 9. This is abhorrent and gross. Now, the fact that they said no at 6 is good, but saying yes at 9 is not good. That's still disgusting. It's still just wrong. I don't know how the West thinks that this culture is compatible with ours. Guys, I really don't. I don't see it. But as Not the Beat points out here, guys, what is happening? And as we conclude the culture section, we head into the flooding. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the weekly update. You can catch the full episode weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a wonderful week, and God bless.